Happy New Year's, guys! The new year has just started, so I was thinking we should cover these games that are absolute gems. For these games, you can do a lot of campaign missions and fight with powerful evil bosses, and these games have itself an amazing storyline too. But most of all, today I want your support because mobile game developers stop making games like this, so if you hit like on this video, then maybe they will make more games like this in the future. So starting off with number 10, Deuce X The Fall Mobile.
Go now. Earth man, move your ass.
Deuce X The Fall is a first-person shooter that has already conquered many players around the world. The game takes place in the year 2027, where your hero is a former Special Forces mercenary and your goal is to unravel the secret conspiracy and, of course, to survive. However, your struggle is not as easy as that. With each level you're getting closer to the goal. You have to search for truth extending from mafia hideouts in Moscow to the slums of Panama. Now talking about the gameplay mechanics of Deuce, then it's outstanding. Players will have to develop their character and abilities in every possible way. You can become almost invisible, speed up movement, enhance vision, and do more. Besides that, the game has visually stunning graphics with impressive sound. Also, this game is the winner of 7 Best Mobile Game Awards at E3 2013. Number 9, Shadow Guardian. Now I know many of you are die-hard fans of the Uncharted game, which is only available on PC and console, but if you've ever seen the gameplay of Shadow Guardian, you might feel that this game is very similar to Uncharted. And to be honest, I felt the same way at first glance. Shadow Guardian is a kind of mixture of action and quest. This means that throughout the game, you will solve the most difficult riddles, get out of deadly traps, and emerge victorious from armed conflicts with the enemy. The plot of the game is simple. You need to go on a long journey, visit ancient Egypt, find an ancient artifact, and prevent the villains from capturing it. If I talked about mechanics, then it is outstanding. You can climb on walls, jump and fly over the walls like an assassin, and overall it's a great game with an amazing storyline. Number 8, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction. This one's an action-adventure stealth-based game where you play as Sam Fisher, a highly skilled Special Forces operative, and fight a corrupted secret agency to get your daughter back. In the game, you have to follow a trail of intrigue that leads from Iraq to a high-security building in Washington. You can run, jump, fight, and shoot using a handgun, shotgun, AK-47, and bazooka, or maintain strength by improvising with nearby objects. You play as a renegade spy agent and your goal is to eliminate the target stealthily. Overall, gameplay mechanism is good and graphics of the game are decent. Number 7, Gangster Miami Vindication.
You have the right to die!
If you're a fan of the GTA games, then at first glance you might be very excited by seeing this game. It's an open-world game developed by Gameloft in 2010. The game is set in Miami City, where you play as Johnny, whose life is not going that well, and now he's involved in criminal activities. There are many gangster groups in the game where you have to fight and complete many different missions. The game has a good storyline with super duper action. Besides that, the city of the game is huge and you can explore the whole city by car, bike, helicopter, or boat. Now, I really like this game and I think Gameloft should launch more open world games like this one because Gameloft gangster games are the perfect rival for Rockstar GTA series. Number 6, The Adventures of Tintin. This is an adventure game based on the classic characters from the Adventure of Tintin, where you play as a character named Tintin, who's on the journey of unraveling the secrets of the unicorn with his snowy white dog and his friend Captain Haddock. As the story goes, Tintin faces some trouble, but also he has some challenges. They go on an interesting adventure full of puzzles and dangers to learn the secret of a unicorn and find treasures. After that, they will meet new friends and obviously some enemies too. Players can feel diving in the world with a lot of adventure. By playing the game, you can investigate almost all over the world, be able to collect various evidence, and fight the enemy. Besides it, the graphics quality of this game is amazing. Number 5. Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 was born after the success of its predecessor after 5 years of development. The legendary shooting game has 2 sequels, including Episode 1 and Episode 2. However, only the original version of the game has been published to Android with NVIDIA Shield. In the game, you play as Gordon Freeman, and their scientist team has accidentally researched a space portal, allowing them to teleport to other planets. During an experiment, Freeman's team had an accident. Now, most people have gone missing. The content of the game is divided into chapters. In it, you'll turn to play in the areas and defeat the army. Also, guns are the most powerful and popular weapon. You can use it to defeat enemies, and overall, it's a good game with great graphics. Number 4. 9mm. 9mm is a third-person action game just like Max Payne, where you play as an undercover special police officer, and your task is to control the illegal activities of your city. But unfortunately, you kill the brother of a local drug lord and steal millions of money, and now the entire squad is targeted for revenge by the gang. Now personally, I think the gameplay is very strong. The action in the game is intense, there's slow motion settings in the game when you shoot down enemies in a cool action style, and there's also many types of guns, including pistols, shotguns, submachine guns, grenade launchers, and other weapons. Also, the city is huge and you have to fight with enemies at different locations. Besides that, the storyline, music, and cutscenes of the game are insane. But unfortunately, the game is not available on the Play Store, but you can download it from a third-party website. Number 3. Gangster West Coast Hustle.
We now interrupt this.
This is again an open-world game by Gameloft, which is set in Los Angeles. In the game, you start as a small criminal who does small crimes in the city, but as the story progresses, you will fight with bigger bosses of the city and take over their areas. Besides it, the game has a huge open world map where you can explore, steal luxury cars, and also there's many weapons options which you can use during the fight. Overall, it's a good game with a huge open world. Number 2. Nova 3 Near Orbit Vanguard Alliance. I know many of you have played Nova Legacy on mobile, but you've never seen this version of Nova on your phone. It's a first-person game where you will fight with alien species for the salvation of the human race. The game elements are very similar to Crysis game. The game has an interesting storyline with a lot of action, and also many weapons and bosses in the game which make it very challenging. If I talk about the graphics of the game, then it's way better than today's games. Number 1. Dark Knight Rises. If you're a fan of Batman, then you will definitely like this game. Here, you play as Batman and you have to protect Gotham City. Also, if you're a Spider-Man fan, then you can play The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This game is really amazing. Here, you play as Spider-Man, explore the city and fight with enemies and evil bosses. And the graphics of this game are amazing. So there you have it, the 10 revolutionary games that changed the mobile gaming experience. Currently, all these games are not available on the Play Store, but you can download these games via third-party websites and play it without any hassle. Also, I'll put down all the download links in the description so you can check them out too.